Hello friends. Now let us take up the first program in a Python Feel Good series. This is a program to prepare your biodata. Actually, as I told you already, every program consists perform three activities: input activity, process activity, and output activity. In order to perform them, we divide the program into three sections: input section, process section, and output section. But in this program, we are implementing only two sections. One is input section and the output section. The basic objective behind this is using small steps we reach bigger tasks. Bigger tasks, small things in a way learning, we learn simple things and we understand them thoroughly, and thereafter we implement that. Thereafter, for the practice sake, one or two programs of similar type we do that. Thereafter, we get ultimate command over that. Whatever activities we are learning, all those operations are used in all other programs we are going to perform in future. That's why everything, every step you understand then and there, you implement it. Thereafter, you practice that. Without practicing, you cannot own the concept. That point you have to understand. If you learn one concept, you have to learn it once for all, not tomorrow or day after tomorrow. That point you have to understand. That strategy strictly we are following. So, in this program, we can find only two sections. One is input section and the second one is output section. Thereafter, now let us learn the program thoroughly. Every bit of thing I will explain. Actually, every program you have to start with a comment. If you have to write a comment, you have to use this hash symbol. Now, what is the need of comment? What is need of comment means comment improves the readability of the program. Readability means you can understand the understandability of the program. Now, just a simple example I tell you. Actually, you take any book or any document. If you take any book, open a chapter. If you open a chapter, first what you find? You find one heading, computer common sense. This is the heading of the chapter. And thereafter, you find side headings, one side heading, and all that. What is the purpose of this heading and side heading? Just think of. If I remove this heading also, the contents are same. If I remove this side heading also, the contents are same. But why we are putting heading and side heading for a chapter? Just think of. Think everything logically. Now we are in the programming domain. We should not do anything blindly. We have to know the cause and effect. Why we are doing a particular thing. So, why you are putting? Simply seeing the heading of a chapter. Heading maximum 4 or 5 words might be there. And simply seeing the heading, you can understand what are the contents of that chapter. The chapter may stretch over 40-50 lines, 40-50 pages. Even though simply seeing the heading, you can understand what is that. So I named it as computer common sense. That means that is nothing but computer basics. By studying that chapter, now you can gain the computer common sense, means you can understand computer basics which are required for the Python program. So why you are putting side heading? Side heading means simply seeing the side heading, what is the content in the paragraph or set of paragraphs. For that we use that. Same logic we are applying in the programs also. Every program should start with a comment. Comment is nothing but a heading task. It describes the task of the program. Every program is performed to perform a particular task, a specific task. What is the task we are explaining here? With a few words. You don't bother about grammar. You write few words. It should explain what is the task of the program. Here, what we are writing, PFG-1. PFG represent Python Feel Good series. In that first program to prepare your biodata. That we are writing. That's it. By that, one can understand, you also can understand what this program performs. Otherwise, you cannot know what is the task of the program until unless complete the reading of whole program. Understand? That's why if for every program you start with a comment. comment should start with hash symbol. Thereafter one space you leave it and write whatever you want to write, you write. But it is applicable for one line only. One line. Suppose it comes to 2 lines, what you do? Here you continue that. Like that you write. So it is a convention. If you don't write that, nothing will happen. But only thing is, if you don't write the chapter heading, what happens? This also same. So in order to improve the readability for every program, you start with a comment. Comment should explain what is the task of the program. And I talked about side headings also. Here you see two groups of code is there. First group, we write a side heading like sub comment, input section. Next one, output section. Those are like side headings. So if you write the comments, your program readability is improved. The readability is one of the good characteristics of every program or project. That point you have to understand. Thereafter, input section. In input section, 3 statements we have written. Each line is called a statement. Statements perform an operation. Here, only 3 lines we have written. Actually, that is input section. What is the purpose of input section? It provides data to the program from the keyboard. So now in your biodata, for the sake of simplicity, only 3 items I have taken. Actually, don't bother about bigger item. Now later, after understanding this thing, I'll give you a big program on biodata. It consists of 20 lines. You have to do that. By that only you get a confidence that I did a project. So, but initially you start with three lines and understand each and every element thoroughly without scope for doubt. So, name, age and height. Only 3 elements, 3 items you are writing in our biodata. Okay. First you have to enter that. If you don't enter, how a computer can know about your name or age and height? So, what you have to do? Now, first we start with the name. Actually, for this, where data is stored? Data is stored in the computer memory. So, it creates a container. Once you write, it provides a container. Its container's name is name. This container, this is, you understand, as a memory container, because your name should be stored. Name data never be stored, cannot be stored in air. It should be stored in computer memory. So once you write that, one memory container is allocated. Okay, container is ready. This is the container. This is a pen that I have to put. So this is like a data I have to put. Okay, for that purpose, one function we are using. That function name is input. Actually, input. You may get doubt, what is a function? Actually, function. In real life also, we use several functions. What are the functions? Those are called specialists. Suppose you call a painter. He is a specialist. In programs, we call it as a function. A doctor. Doctor is a function. Doctor performs a specific job. He is a specialist. Painter is a specialist. Carpenter is a specialist. Driver is a specialist. Cook is a specialist. Like that, we engage several specialists in order to get several services, different services in our real life. In the same manner, every program requires several services in order to perform a task. So, here it is engaging one specialist. Its name is input. Simply seeing that, you are able to understand what it does. Okay, painter, you are able to understand what he does. Carpenter, you know what he does. Doctor, you know. Teacher, you know what he does. In the same manner, most function names are self-explanatory. Simply seeing that what it does, you can understand. So, input function you have defined. Input function, for any function, a name is there. Thereafter, 2 brackets are there. Then only you have to understand it is a function.